The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency, Interlux Marine Paint, and Okuma.
Hey folks, Fred Golofaro here for this week's video fishing forecast, and really not a lot going on the fishing front since our last report. Weather's been a problem. Obviously we had that snowstorm, we've had a lot of wind. Few exceptions, a couple of boats did get out on Monday. The Viking Star, they did get out Monday, had a kind of a tough day on the cod grounds, very slow in the morning, then they picked a few fish in the afternoon to kind of salvage the day. The Freeport-based Starstream did not get out, but they are concentrating on mackerel now. They're off the cod run for the time being anyway, targeting mackerel Friday, Saturday, and Sundays at 7 a.m. The last trip they made for mackerel was during that snow on Saturday, and they did have a good day catching a bunch of macs from medium size up to jumbos. The Superhawk at a point lookout, Captain Steve said that they're going to stay on the cod run. They're running to the offshore wrecks. They have 4 a.m. trips scheduled this Friday, Sunday, and Monday. But on Saturday they have a special East End wreck trip run that's going to leave at 1 a.m. Saturday morning and return later in the day on Saturday. So yeah, that has some potential, particularly since we did get a report. The one good report we got in terms of cod fishing was the king cod out of Moriches on Monday. 6 guys on the boat, limited out, 60 cod, mostly in the 8 to 12 pound class. And according to the skipper, it was like old-time cod fishing. Just as soon as your rig hit the bottom, you were hooked up. And he was fishing wrecks south of Moriches. So, if the weather settles down, again, there's still potential for some really good cod fishing, but it has been tough getting to the cod grounds. Herring is still around in good numbers, or at least they were up to the weekend. Again, very, very few reports since then. The effort was down with that extreme cold weather, and we had the snow on Saturday. Most of the North Shore harbors still had decent herring fishing, in Hudson Park, way to the west, and along the south shore, the usual Jones Beach Piers, Magnolia Pier, and the Canarsie Pier, still producing herring. Connecticut State Park, if you want to do some freshwater fishing, Connecticut State Park is staying open through the winter this year. They're open Wednesdays through Sunday. There's 2 sessions, 8 a.m. and 12 noon. It's $20 a session. This is fly fishing only and all catch and release. You want to make a reservation, 631-581-1005. Paul, in fact, speaking of freshwater fishing, Paul over at River Bay Outfitters in Oceanside, he's holding fly tying classes there for salt and freshwater flies. So if you're into fly fishing and you're going to be doing anything in the Connecticut, you might want to get in touch with Paul. You can just go to riverbayoutfitters.com and get all the information you need on the fly tying courses. He can also update you on any of the trout fishing taking place, further upstate, the reservoirs. And you can also give him a call at 516-415-7748. This past Monday evening was the hearing for FLUKE over at DEC, the Marine Bureau in East Setauket. All in all, I got to say the options were better than what I expected. The one that everybody seems to prefer, anglers, industry people, tackle shops, charter boat captains, party boat captains, was option 5. There was a decrease. It includes a decrease in the bag limit from 5 to 3, an increase in the size limit from 18 inches to 19 inches, but it would maintain a what we call full these days, a 128-day season, which would be very similar to 2016. Now, that still has to be approved by the ASMFC Technical Committee, but our people here in New York DEC feel there's a good chance that it will be acceptable. Again, that was option number 5. If you want more information on what's going on, not just with FLUKE, but on other fisheries, sea bass, blackfish, There's some talk about a possible spring blackfish season. They're discussing that. You can attend, there's an MRAC, Marine Resources Advisory Council meeting next week in the same place in East Setauket. That's the Marine Resources Building in East Setauket. That's at 2 p.m. Next Tuesday. So again, if you want to be involved, if you want some input on these issues, that's a good place to be. Speaking of the state permits are on sale. They've been available in some locations since January 1st, others since the following Tuesday. Some changes in the permit system. If you're looking for a beach vehicle permit, your four-wheel drive permit, or you're looking for the night sport fishing permit, as normally you do, you need your registration, your license, but you also need to have your Marine Registry on you. They're requiring that. And the deadline has changed. It used to be the end of April. This year it's going to be March 31st, and they're doing that to try to discourage non-fishermen. The number of permits being issued, especially the four-wheel drive permits, has really increased dramatically and is creating some access issues. In order to try to get that number down, make it more reasonable again, they're trying to do some things to make sure it's serious fishermen that are getting these permits. So mark that down on your calendar. March 31st is the last day to get those permits. The four-wheel drive is still $65, and the night sport fishing permit is still $30. Four-wheel drive permit you can get at park headquarters at Belmont State Park in Babylon, Robert Moses, Jones Beach, Montauk Downs, and Sunken Meadow State Parks. It's available at all of those. The night sport fishing permit is available at all of those, and also at Wildwood State Park up in Riverhead. Okay, if you don't get that permit by March 31st, you won't be able to get a permit again until the day after Labor Day in the fall. Camp Hero permits are still available. You can get those at Park Headquarters in Babylon or Montauk Downs State Park. They're $40. CompSet permits, there's a limit on those, 500. They're all sold out the first week. If you want any information on getting permits or hours of operation, 631-669-1000, and just ask for the permit office. Till next week, I'm Fred Golofaro for thefisherman.com.
The Fishing News is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency, Interlux Marine Paint, and Okuma.